But I did put under SDC, I did put the 100,000 for the park, the pavilion, and then there's also a grant for 100,000. And my hope is that more money from the grant, all the money in the grant will be used and not the whole 100,000 for the city was my plan originally. But things kind of are up in the air right now.
So just one note on this.
Yeah.
So that contingency needs to drop down because you actually now have total requirements exceed the amount of money that we have.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Yeah, so that contingency's got to drop. Probably by 113,000. I think that's.
Yeah, what's the capital outlay?
It's just because it's anything over a certain dollar amount has to be a capital project, and that's what they call capital outlay.
Okay.
It's how you bid it in the cities and states and counties.
So.
Joe, I have a question.
Yes.
So I know we earmarked 100,000 and the bid was coming at 300. Do you think that 100 is going to be enough money since the bids were coming up a lot higher? Should we earmark another 100,000, or do you think this is going to be okay?
I think we should be okay because I know just from the fact we got rid of the bathrooms, which removed the requirement for the big 20-foot pavement of the third driveway for the fire trucks, that dropped it down by 30,000, just that alone. So I think we should be okay.
I just want to make sure that when we're doing it right. Like, you know, if you're doing it first time and they lay the foundation, that we're not like having to jackhammer it up later to put restrooms or something like that.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to make sure that we're doing it right the first times.
Exactly. And just,
Because I didn't see the 100,000. So thank you for fixing that. But I guess I'm asking the budget committee if they think that 100,000 is good enough, or if we should just leave it alone or add more. I just don't want a half-built pavilion.
mhm.
The budget committee would need to see some bids to know
Yeah.
whether it's reasonable or not, and we don't have any bids, so. But that's really not the function of the budget committee either. I mean, that
Yeah, I mean, that
would
would
really be done by the city,
City in the Parks Group. And
Yep.
Yep.
then it would come to the budget.
I mean, that's the thing. So like, we're gonna go for a second round. We're hoping that we'll get the lower ones, especially since we're reducing the scope of work. But the lowest one was 336. The highest one was over 500,000. And at that point, it's
That's
like,
the contractor that built the one that we the first drawings. Have we contacted him?
well, that's the thing. We have reached out to him, and we thought he would bid too, but he didn't. So we reached out to him again, and just like, hey, we're definitely interested in having you bid. And he was also more interested in being a subcontractor, and that's what we figured some of these companies were doing. They would subcontract out. But one thing that has been really positive, Joanne McLennan has been reaching out to other companies to, hey, this is what we want for a pavilion to get lower rates too. So, but yeah, that's why we're also in the process of talking to Dan, just because since it is such a over 100,000, it was like, okay, we have to go the more formal procurement routes. So
Right.
that's why with bonding and all that, that's why we think maybe the smaller companies didn't take up on this, but we're hoping to get that with a smaller scope, them to be in, be, okay, it's just a pavilion with a concrete base.
So the bathrooms are out.
The bathrooms are
Right.
out. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have any other questions. That's the only thing that I had questions on the budget. So I'm good with everything as we proceed.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Just feel like, I mean, I'm sure you guys all have similar experiences or your own experience with bids, but like my experience from contractors is the less they want to bid, the higher the bid will be. Like, so the more jobs they have, the less availability they have equals the higher the bid. And right now, everyone's got so many bids, they're normally like a year out. And so the bids they give right now are astronomical because they don't want that job. Like if they wanted the job, they would be competitively bidding for it, but
And I
most
proposed to go
people
out
don't
to
want them.
bid later and redo this so that and put the build, instead of doing it in the middle of summer, put it more late spring next year.
Oh, yeah. That
And
would probably make a huge difference.
except for they really want it for the Harvest Festival, but it's just not gonna happen financially.
What do
and
they
so
want?
now-
What are they wanting exactly? Like the pavilion is just a covered area, isn't it?
They wanted it just to help people out because there wasn't very much coverage, but there's no way with that cost that that's effective. And so now we're actually talking about pushing that construction part out so that on the next round, when we go out to contract to bid it, we'll get better and more competitive rates because they're not so crunched for time. And yeah, we talked about the same exact thing because I've dealt with that in the past and we wanted to get the cost down as much as possible. And we've also talked about breaking it up in sections to save us money.
And the next,
Well, you need to look at this grant to make sure that we don't have to have it done, because it was supposed to be shovel ready when we applied for that grant.
yeah, that's the thing. We will be talking about the pavilion more in the June council meeting, so. But yeah,
Alright,
That's why that's park meeting too, right?
park meeting as well too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
To be clear, the grant covers what? In a park?
about 100,000, but I think they know we have a match, so
But I mean, we can use it for anything in the park?
it has to be for the pavilion.
Only a,
Yeah, that's what it's
Certain
earmarked for.
project, yep.
It was,
Is this state money?
Say what?
Is it state?
State, yep, through the lottery fund, so.
Oh, okay.
is there like any companies that like kind of make these pavilions like locally here?
That's what we were looking for. So, but, yeah, but, okay. Any other questions from the budget message or concerns?
So my view of this is that we just need to find more competitive, competent bids
Correct, with the pavilion. That's what we're.
to fit within our budget. Which would be 100,000? With 100,000 for X, what's it
A
called?
grant, there's a grant for 100,000
And the
and
buffer? Or
then
what's
we
the
have another 100,000 that the city put aside in this budget for.
contingency?
it's a
And-
matching grant.
Okay.
So going just back to the SDC budget,
Yes,
we're talking about putting in a sprinkler system.
Mhm.
Is that in your budget?
Yes. Yep. It's under that same section.
It's the 13,000.
Yep, there's,
Of the 113.
yep,
Oh,
it's under the same exact one in the SDC area,
Okay.
right there under underground sprinkler system, SDC.
and the good news, I know in the October budget, may I mention to you, Greg, how we had the one bid about like 13,000 and change.
Mhm.
We got a lower bid of 12,200 that we're gonna go with, so. Yeah,
Nice. I have a question about the sewer.
Yep.
Lake sewer payment
Okay.
thing. I was curious what the population was. I mean, you have percentages, but I don't know if this is.
The percentage is based on 289, or 389 customers. That's how many live in, pay sewer bills here in the city of Tangent.
So
And
what-
so
what's-
43% are 60 days plus overdue. Or, I'm sorry, 43. And 48% are 30 to 60 days over $200. So if they're over so I did two categories, one over 200 and one under $200 of late fees. And in 30 days to 60 days, over 200, there's 48% of the population is over or late on their payments. And then under $200, but 30 to 60 days overdue, there's 9% of the population. And then on the over 60 days plus, and I didn't do a money wise, there's 43% of the population here is overdue on payments.
So how many people are up to date? I mean, it's almost like of your population that's behind?
Joe, I can't find.
The overall is the 60-day one, the orange one. So if you're talking percentage, 43% completely out of the 389 are behind. The green and the blue are specific to 30 to 60 days. They're,
So do you count people that are on time as under 200? I mean, the people that don't have any.
they could have not paid their bill this month yet,
Oh,
and they're right at that 30 day,
okay.
but they typically pay at 31 days.
Okay.
So, and I didn't want to break it down too much. You wanted to see who was late. Somebody asked me, and I can't remember who asked me, wanted to see the late fees in that square category. But everybody that's over 60 days in this community is 43% late.
It seems like
So-
a problem to me.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I mean.
It's not a budget
It is-
issue, it's a problem.
I'm telling you, it's a problem.
Yeah.
That this brought it to my attention is there is a lot of people behind, but the one thing you got to keep in mind, I've been asked to be nice and lenient. So the only way to get payments is to be hard on people, and everybody here wants to be nice. So it's hard to go get that.
You
And
guys are
people
fine.
know that they don't have to pay it because we're going to just put a darn lien against their house. They're like, whatever, I don't care. So they let it get behind. So unfortunately, it's the sad truth that I brought forward. So
If I may speak on this, so I mean, I'm like 2 years behind. I'm $400,000 in debt. Like I have maxed out credit cards at 30%. I don't have a fucking dime. I haven't bought groceries in like a year. Like I don't have any money. Like to make money, I'm going to school to use my GI Bill so I can eat and not lose my house. So like I rent out every room in my house so I can pay my child support. You know, like it's not easy dealing with a lot of losses. Like I've invested a lot to try and like be successful, and I've had a lot of losses, and you know, just trying to like be a successful farmer at times.
I would say you're an extenuating circumstance.
Yeah, no, I'm not the normal, but just to put a point, I'm probably the most overdue person in town. But like, it's not like beyond me. It's just that I am doing everything I can to keep myself from what's it called, like making my minimum payments is like what I'm barely able to do on like everything. So, you know, I've been trying to get ahead, but it's just been tough because from like getting good jobs and then like the people being in charge of the jobs getting injured or the jobs falling through, like it's been one thing after another, or like roommates dying of COVID or, you know, you name it. Like there's a lot of reasons why I haven't been able to get ahead. And
But
you
that's,
know, it's not for a lack of trying.
yeah, the point is, it's not everybody.
Yeah, I just mean to say like some people are definitely like way behind and like, you know, I'm making a consistent effort for it, but I'm still like, you know.
and I intentionally did this in this way to not bring out any names.
Right.
And I wasn't going to bring it.
Oh, it's all good,
So
but I do
I'm-
think it's a valid point.
It's your
to share.
personal business, and I'm sorry that you had to bring it up here.
No, it's,
but-
no, it's totally cool, because like, I feel like I kind of represent like the student-esque population no longer. You know, I don't have like, yeah, as much, what's it called, like foundation as you get from longer term.
Joe, can I chime in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that we're getting derailed here. That's,
Yeah.
for the budget meeting, like that's, I mean, there's programs and stuff where we can help people. It seems a little aggressive the way Jennifer said it, but we can definitely put something in the newsletter to help people.
Mhm.
I just think we're getting away from the budget committee meeting.
Yeah, so,
If we can pull back in, because I have like maybe 5 more minutes.
okay, so, any additional questions from the budget message? Because we'll go through each fund
Right.
for recommendation of changes, so.
So you're asking, what, say that again?
On the
Any
budget,
questions from the budget message?
Yeah.
No, okay, well then we could,
we'll go to the general fund. Are there any changes recommended?
Well, technically, if they're on public comment,
So I don't know if this is a general fund question, but I had several questions about kind of maintenance.
maintenance, okay, go ahead.
So I guess the big one, well, there's a couple of things. One is Tangent Drive. What happened with that? I mean, it sounded like the money that had been set aside for Tangent Drive to do the improvements got reallocated somewhere else by, I'm not sure who. But are we just out those funds, or and Tangent Drive is just,
The Tangent Drive funds from AMPO you're talking about, correct?
yep, Ampo sounds.
I think so.
Yes, so the AMPO funds, they're still there, and this last budget, not budget, excuse me, city council meeting, AMPO came and asked us the question, you have the Tangent Drive funds and the Old Oak Crosswalk fund. If we want, because Lynn County and AMPO agreed, if we can move the funds to Tangent Drive, Lynn County will apply for a grant, the SDBG grant, to get Tangent Drive funded. So at the last council meeting, and correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't worked on the meeting minutes yet, but the council said yes to move into funds. So it is hopefully still going. So the funds still exist. Apple really wants to get it done because it's been about quite a long time.
Right.
So if the funds are still there, why are they applying for a grant?
Because
It's not enough.
the cost has
Big
really,
shortfall.
It's astronomical.
it's now like $3 million, the project, so they want a grant plus
Yeah,
the
they changed
ammo
the
funds.
Roadmaster too, in there somewhere.
Yep, they just changed
I used to
Roadmaster.
work for Amy, so I know her. She's good.
Yes, Amy is the one that got the ball rolling again about this grant idea and then consolidating the two AMPO grants into one, so. But we still need AMPO to approve that, so.
What's SBDC stand for?
Surface Transportation Building Grant or Block Grant?
Block grant.
ST, okay, it must be ST.
STBG. I may have said the wrong one.
Anything for us to do to speed this up, or is that somebody else's ballpark?
That's Lake County Ballpark.
Yeah, it's all Lynn County. None of our funds at all. It's strictly ample funds
Mhm.
and county.
And how about the brush walking path?
We're looking for grants for that, so, thankfully, it's not to the point where it's gonna fall in anytime soon, so. But, now that we're grant eligible for park grants, that's something we'll look into.
Kind of look along the edges. I mean,
It's, yeah,
it's starting to undercut it. You got weeds growing in the cracks, and the cracks just get bigger.
yep, we are aware, with the new project, it will move it over a little further away from the ditch, so. But yeah,
Alright. And ditch maintenance on the south side of Birdfoot Drive. The trees and the blackberries are all just growing out of the ditch.
talk about the ditch south of
South of Birdfoot,
Birdfoot.
Between the road and X 99.
it would be north of IB.
IBEW,
Yes.
Talking about just
Oh,
that grass
yeah.
lot right there?
No, I'm talking about the ditch.
by the
Oh,
Quonset
the
hut.
creek?
We got trees growing in there.
You talking about the creek?
By the Quonset
The
hut?
creek?
Not the
Dixie
creek.
Creek, huh?
No,
South part.
the south side.
Oh, yeah, they're in the ditch, yeah, off the Birdfoot.
It's just kind of. We have a stormwater fund that,
And it's the middle of town. Everybody looks at it.
Well, and as we go through the different funds, it's on the script, you can make a motion to add some.
Whose property is that? That whole lot right there?
I think it's like W.
W, that's their lot, but I think,
Well, we already gave them a warning, like, you guys need to mow your lawn.
yeah, they're keeping the cut, but who owns the ditch?
I don't think the ditch is theirs.
Probably
But
not.
don't they
there.
have to maintain it, or they don't have to maintain?
It's actually Tangent's ditch because
Oh.
there was an easement that used to go across whatever that street is between the seed warehouses and those homes. There was an easement and there used to be a drainage through there. Well, the easement got closed. So that we couldn't drain anymore across that portion. So the engineer worked out a plan to move the water from, comes across the railroad, through the warehouses, and then down whatever that street is, into that ditch. And that ditch was all rebuilt. And it goes into the drain there by the old tire shed. So that's kind of the story of why the ditch is there, why it's, it's being used. It's because that Nathan McBeth set up.
Gotcha.
So I think it's our ditch.
I see, that's a really good point of why we gotta clean it up.
And by, we close it over, clean it up, put a sidewalk, and we got better access to the post office.
That was your idea years ago.
That was my idea years ago, yeah, when I was on the city council, I proposed that. We just never
Closing
got
the
pushed.
drainage.
Yeah, cover up that ditch.
Not,
So
guys
if
can
Lowell
clean it
will
up.
hear, I know what he's gonna say. Lowell will say that you can't cover them because of heating the water up and there's some kind of thing. And I remember him talking,
TMDL.
yeah.
So, one thing that happened with that sidewalk project, because of the complication of the ADA with the slam of the sidewalks, you remember when they was looking at the parking?
Yeah, they would put parking along it. too.
We have to
Why do
double
that?
check that water thing though that he's talking about, because we can't just base like our whole judgment of pipes and water off of like.
Because the intended drive would be not gonna happen, because that's all open ditches right now.
Well-
They're proposing covering up.
And all
The ditches
ditches
on
are
both sides of
closed,
Canyon
I'm
Drive.
aware of,
Yeah,
that are built
but,
by the city.
that's still a project we're gonna be working on. We want to just focus back to the budgets, because I know Trina
So,
is short on time, but yeah, we'll still, but yeah, that's something if you want to make a motion. So you want to continue down the script towards each fund.
okay. Like I mentioned before, anything go through each fund correctly, no changes in the process. Next funding account, once we have completed each account, we'll have to vote on the approved budget. So general fund, are there any changes anyone wishes to make a motion for on the general fund?
So I'd make a motion that we look at, well, whether it's from the general fund or, whatever the appropriate fund is, at least looking at the ditch maintenance on the south side of Birdfoot. Whether that, I think there's even plans that the engineer drew up for the sidewalk, to close that up.
Hmm.
I think it's all there.
That'd be great. I second that, because like I've seen people sitting out there in the road on wheelchairs, like they really need a sidewalk right there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So for maintenance, that could be, I think, maybe stormwater, since that's a ditch.
Yeah.
So. I mean,
What about on the north side at all?
Let's do them all.
That's just gravel along there.
that's the one by the Quonset hut that goes
The
underneath.
property near the Quonset hut and the marijuana grove. Because they've got a partial sidewalk there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good to wrap around the road right there.
Because I know what you're talking about. I've seen a lot of people with wheelchairs and people walking, they're 3 wide in the road.
Right. And it's just
Trying to
like,
get
yeah,
to
they
change
just
it in.
don't have a good access.
Mhm.
Can we put a little bridge over the creek and like kind of develop that parking lot there?
No, that's,
Like a walking bridge, I mean?
that would be for the next budget cycle. But, yeah, so the motion is to set aside some funds for looking into,
Clean out the ditch.
Ditch
Clean it up.
maintenance on the
Ditch
south
maintenance.
side of Birdfoot under the stormwater and maintenance fee.
Mhm.
Okay.
And on the
So
same
stormwater, okay.
note, can we also add in just like general upkeep of our roads?
So isn't that something we already have a contract through in their village? Get a bucket for that. It's something we already pay for.
This is the,
Well, it hasn't been done in 2 years, at least.
this is the ditch south of 99.
Oh.
And, that's the same, so,
Oh, 99?
I mean, 99 and Birdfoot.
Yeah,
Yeah, 99 Birdfoot.
And that's something that, I mean,
They haven't ever touched that.
because we've always seen where, what do you call, IBEW will take care of it, but I don't know so much about the ditch. And I don't believe we have, because like the ditch along the David Brush Trail, that was not their village, that was the work crew.
So is this by RS Bags you're talking about?
This is by IBEW between, next along Birdfoot, just south of Birdfoot.
Across the
Between-
street from the dispensary.
So that's why,
Where the tennis courts were?
No, that's
Sorry.
bags. That's bags.
that's Bags. So it's north of Bags, between 99 and Old Mill on Birdfoot,
On Birdfoot.
but not the Quonset Hut property across the street.
So across kind of kitty corner from the Dixie.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
It abuts the
Okay.
IB.
Yeah, that's been a mess for a while, huh?
Whatever.
IBEW, you got it.
Yeah.
Have we asked IBEW why they're not cleaning that up anymore?
Well, last year they mowed the area, but
The
We
ditch
said-
isn't theirs. They have their lot, they cut the grass on their lot, but the ditch is completely unattended. It's ours, and I just explained how that ditch got there, because the easement was closed on, what's the name of that street?
Mill.
Mill Street.
Old Mill.
So the engineer worked out a drainage to get it off the railroad, down the street and into that ditch, and then drain into the drainage that goes by the tire shed and under whatever the
Quonset
Dixie's
Hut.
called now.
Yep.
Right, and Ryan came in and he was like, if this is like a head scratcher, he couldn't figure out how to fix it. 'Cause that's the area that we're talking about, right, Joe?
Yeah,
Then Ryan came in and it's like, it's an engineering mess.
for putting in the sidewalk over the ditch, yeah, it was an
Right.
engineering mess. So, yeah, that's why, we've been focused on the sidewalk for years, to the point where we said, okay, we're not gonna do it, but, so I think we'll look into getting it done with the appropriation from the stormwater, so. But, yeah, is there any further discussion about the ditch itself, or is it ready for a vote?
I'll make a
I mean, if
motion.
I may, real quick, just to be the devil's advocate.
We already got a motion and a second, so,
Cool.
I feel like the same ditch is just north there on Tangent Drive. It's maybe a little less, it's definitely not as overgrown in some spots, but we have a very similar situation just one block over with Tangent Drive, which I think was being addressed by the Tangent Drive Park / whatever's going on. I think they're checking that out. So I feel good that both will be addressed, I think. Both the ditches, because I look at that and I'm like, I really don't want, because I've already had one person fall into just my sewer hole, and I thought they were like, I had to go pull them out by their feet. It's like an old timer that had fallen into the sewer hole in front of my property at night, and so I could only imagine finding somebody dead out there that fell down in there when they were drunk walking home or whatever. So it'd be not ideal.
all right. I think we're ready for a vote, Greg.
All right. Now, can we read the motion again?
The motion to set aside funds from the stormwater funds to maintain the ditch south of Birdfoot Drive along.
99 and Birdfoot.
Just clean up.
Clean it up.
Just clean up. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion passes.
Okay.
I'll make another motion.
Yeah.
You're on a roll.
All right, I just make another motion for the stormwater fund, since we're on the stormwater fund, to maybe clean up the trees that are growing in the rain garden off Blackberry.
Rain garden?
Yeah. It was not my idea. This was Seaton's idea. He was there. But when we improved Blackberry Street, there is water. There's 2 drainage systems, and one of them is this rain garden. And the water drains down the rain garden, and it goes to the east. And these poplar trees keep popping up. They were cut down once, I don't know, back when Georgia was here,
Okay.
but they are back again. And if we don't get rid of them, they're smaller now. I mean, they're not huge, but it would be easier to get rid of them now than later.
Gotcha. The rain garden, is that where it's sort of like it slopes down like this, goes east to west?
Yes,
Okay, I know where you're talking about then.
yep. And it runs along the major drainage along there. So
Oh, is the rain garden like a water easement or something?
the idea, I think, for the rain garden was that, the water would come in there, it would trickle through there was plants and stuff that were put in there, get the pollutants out, clean up the water a bit. I mean, they had it in Portland, whether they need it for Tangent, I'm not so sure, but that's what we got.
Cool.
But it does need to be maintained.
So the motion is to clear the trees from the rain garden?
Yep.
Okay. Second?
A second.
Okay, all those that approve, that agree with this? Or any discussion?
Yep.
Now vote, all those approve?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Trina?
She's doing.
Sorry, I'm from you.
Okay.
Okay. Most passes. Okay. We need to get back to the actual funds themselves. Yeah, we can't. Sorry. No problem. Any changes needed, requested for the general fund?
If I may, real quick, I'll be really quick. I would really like it if we had some like wildflowers. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like driving into Corvallis, there's all the poppies on the side of the road, the orange poppies, yellow poppies on the north side of 34. Also, like going through Salem, they got the poppies down the highway. It's really beautiful. It helps with drought mitigation and the runoff and all that.
So good news, Trina had brought this up. This might be more of the city council on where there's the welcome to Tangent sign.
Mhm.
We'd asked ODOT if we could plant clovers there because they would grow less.
Definitely.
So maybe I'll include wildflowers there.
That'd be super cool if we could just
That's a
put
good idea.
wildflowers wherever we can, up and downtown along the roads.
Sounds good.
Would be awesome.
I'll
Especially
make a
after,
motion to approve the general ledger.
what was that?
A motion to approve the general fund.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, but we had this discussion going on.
Oh, okay.
We have a motion on the general fund, whether to approve it as it is.
So moved.
So we got a
She made the
second.
motion, yeah.
She made the motion, okay, and
Brad
anyone a second?
Brad second.
Right. Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
So there is a change, I just noticed it. So you got the 13,000 for the underground sprinkler system
Mhm.
in the general fund, but it's also in the SDC fund. So I don't know.
Oh,
This should probably just come out of here,
of the SDC?
out of the general.
That one's messed up. Remember?
This is the general fund. And I got the new SDC.
I think those ones got messed up because I think mine's accurate.
Okay. So just so the
Let me find it here. General fund here.
real one just shows.
And it's out on mine.
General fund allocated.
Yeah, I don't have it in mine.
Okay.
Because mine's in the SDC and the capital outlay with the pavilion.
Yeah, okay, as long as you don't have it.
Yeah,
I got it right.
yeah. I think what happened is we just missed the printouts somehow in that. I don't know
That's why
how.
I'm thinking when I did the update, I somehow missed that somewhere.
But I did correct that. That is corrected on my side.
Okay.
The street fund next.
Now we'll go to street fund. Are any changes anyone wishes to make a
I
motion for?
I just had a question, what the 20,000 capital outlay was.
It's for on Highway 99 is leveling out that area at the 99 sign
Oh, yeah, the landscaping.
to make it all level so that it's easier for them to mow for a dare, so we can keep a contractor out there mowing it and stuff.
Was this for Pioneer or for the strip on 99?
The strip on 99.
Strip on 99.
What?
Where
$20,000
the trees are.
for like $10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, they're doing it now. And we're thought about doing plants anyway. So that's part of the park fund.
I mean, we put it there just because like, okay, you know, if we get it done, great. But we do have, you know, the options of once it's landscape, the clovers, the wildflowers, and just make it where they could do more than just weed whack because it's so bumpy. But that's why we put it there. So
Oh man, like seriously, we should do wildflowers and they won't even need to be mowed except for at the very end of the year just to reduce, what's it called, kindling brush, whatever, dead stuff.
Yeah.
And like never have to mow it. Like we don't need to, like we could possibly fill in the rat holes. I don't know if you guys have noticed out here, but there's like a million holes from rodents or whatever, just in the general dirt. But besides just general maintenance, I don't think we need to spend $20,000 on that strip of dirt. I mean, we could spend that on like a park or something much more meaningful than just putting dirt on the side of the road for $20,000.
Can I chime in, Joe?
yes,
Please.
Are you there?
yes.
Hello?
Can you hear me, Trina?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So the $20,000 is a very complicated and long, drawn out process. So I think it's probably a sticker shock to see that, but it's something that we have to do to fix what's already been implemented before our time. So it's not something that we can just not put in the budget because it has to be fixed or else no landscapers will go out there and cut the grass. And it's a very complicated, long process.
Yeah, and that's
So I feel like we have to put that in the budget.
and one thing we still haven't gotten word from ODOT about if they would be opposed to us planting the clovers and the wildflowers.
Right.
So yeah, so I would recommend if we keep it there, but at first it's
Right.
The budget
I mean, we
committee.
won't spend it if we don't have to, but I think that we should earmark that just in case we do have to, because nobody's gonna cut that grass. And that's one of our biggest complaints from our citizens is that grass does not get mowed by the tangent sign.
mhm.
So I think in the budget committee, they probably haven't heard all those conversations, so they probably see that it's a pretty high amount to fix that, but it's something we've been talking about for like the last 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I've always had a question on all of these, on the contingency funds and the unappropriated ending fund balance. What are they? 'Cause I know it balances the books, but it's like, what are the categories? Contingency funds?
I think the contingency is money to protect the city in an emergency situation, if I'm not misunderstanding.
They're contingent on, you know, things going wrong and all that.
Well, this contingent is for also paying your guys' salary and all that stuff, right, too? Maybe? Oh,
No,
street
salary,
fund.
that's
Sorry, my
totally
bad.
different.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. But just like,
So I think as long as there's a contingency in there, you could move that between the line items.
Right.
If it's in the unappropriated fund balance, if
Mhm.
you want to move the money out of there, you'd have to go through the whole budget amendment process.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was trying to get clarification.
I'm still learning all those
Yeah.
little details.
That's-
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So that funds, is that money like in our accounts? It's in our bank accounts, right?
Yes.
Kind of stuff. Okay, that's,
It's
That's
just,
okay.
it's just
It's
set
set
aside
aside.
to be used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for that.
all right.
What was
Yeah.
the transfer of?
So any other changes to the street fund? Or are there any changes to the street fund, I guess?
no.
No? Got a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Trina's on mute.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's our move. Okay, mute. I don't, we have to have a motion if we're not making any changes.
Um,
Because we do a final, vote for the whole budget.
Yeah, so if there's a change motion, if there's no change, consensus, because at the end, we're gonna vote on the entire budget.
That's what I thought. So we'll go to sewer fund. Are there any changes recommended in the motion for those changes?
So, so I'll just bring this up again, and I bring it up, I think, every year. The, the contract that we have with Adair,
Mhm.
have we ever really looked at what I mean, we're just paying them monthly. The contract
About
rate.
monthly, quarterly. One of the things we've done, just to try to make it where it's more transparent, on our website, we post all the invoices that they have been charging, and it shows where they've done their work and everything. So we've been doing that. After the October meeting, we brought it up. That's when I started putting that on the website, so.
So a lot of those invoices are like, are they for A and B?
Some
A
of,
and B septic works with them, yes.
yes, they're A and B mostly. And then there's some where there was a project where it would show like, okay, they went to Home Depot and they got something, so.
So I know that we're paying for their supplies, right?
Correct.
But A and B, I thought that A and B invoiced separately. Do they not? Does Adair pay A and B?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
We
Okay.
pay Adair, and Adair takes care of all their invoicing, all the A and B price, money and everything there. And then we pay Adair for those services.
Well, 240,000 is quite a bit of money. I just make sure we're getting our bang.
So you gotta also keep in mind, and this is where
Well,
a little
yeah.
bit of my knowledge comes into play, is in the sewer and septic system, it's a very unique field, and there's very limited people that do that now. And so their prices have jumped in the last few years by a landslide, because it is a very hard industry to get people to do it. So, and
You're making me realize that we might have to like come up with a new plan. Like, what if there's no businesses to pump our sewage? Are we just, the town gonna shut down?
Well,
Like, how do we?
we
get
can
rid of that?
contract it from someone else. We're just gonna pay higher prices for it.
Is-
Right now, we have it seems like a pretty good contract with Adair Village, where we're not paying, I know it seems like a lot of money, but in comparison to what it could be if we hired a very high reputable, like big name company, it would be probably double that right now.
It wouldn't be because we've already tried.
It's a possibility. I don't know that side. I
was
wasn't
that
there
after
for that.
Renko left?
We got Adair to work that out with their city
Okay.
manager. I
Gotcha.
can't remember his name.
Pat.
Pat, yeah. But that's something I mentioned to Pat too at the very beginning, was that, it might be
Just to,
nice for the city to be able to kind of look at your books to just see, do a review. Because in addition to that 240, we're also picking up the 195.
Right. And what's with the postage, printing and supplies, another almost 15,000.
Printing supplies is stuff I do, a lot of work on that side of it. The sewer bills, that's all a part of that.
Okay.
I can't think of everything else, but that's one that comes off that's a big expense, that just our sewer bills are spendy. I mean, printing, if everyone went electronic, it'd be a lot cheaper.
How many people are we servicing?
389.
That's it?
That's
389
Yeah.
people are getting their septics serviced?
Well, that's
That's
utility
how many
account.
customers we have.
How many accounts there are.
Yes.
And depending on the size of the household,
Do many people have multiple septic properties?
No, most are single.
Okay.
Couple of them starting. So.
The businesses, the commercial side of it is different than the residential side.
It's separate from A
Yes.
and B and all that. And this?
how
No,
about,
no. It's all
mobile
included
parks?
in this. This is the whole,
They have
everything,
multiple.
commercial,
They have multiples,
residential.
we just have one invoice, one.
So how many
Yeah,
total are
one
we
bigger
servicing?
invoice, so.
One big
389
invoice.
people.
But the businesses?
That's including that's everything.
Oh, that's including
389
businesses. Gotcha.
here.
Oh, that's not very many.
Yeah, like for
It's a small
example,
city, 1,000 people,
Well, I thought we were more like 1,000. Not
but
300.
multiple households with 5, maybe they have 3 kids
Yeah,
and it's a
totally.
family of 5.
Sure.
That's where you get your 1,000 people, but
Mhm.
only 389 serviced residential and commercial areas.
So the contracted services, 240,000 is the to Adair Village?
Yep, and then the 195 is the maintenance stuff for equipment and stuff like new lids that we pay for. The septic systems themselves when they're piping and stuff that goes into the,
The alarm system.
So that's
yeah,
like,
all of that stuff, everything that's at your homes.
so that's like 440,000, then all these other expenditures are just part of the business to make it 607
Mhm.
total?
Well, the salaries and stuff is city staff. So you,
Oh, okay.
And the fringe and the taxes, the advertisement may have something to do with if we have to bid out stuff or if we're advertising. Because each of the funds the budget, and I advertise the budget. We advertise that kind of stuff. So that's where advertising comes in. Dues and subscriptions could be stuff relating to the sewer system, like eScribe is a part of it. That every program, every fund pays a little bit of our dues and subscriptions to keep our city up and operating to maintain our systems.
Yeah.
Your insurance, that's pretty
I
easy.
can't interject. Can we put something in the newsletter that says something about this, about the resources that we have or something? Like, I feel like we're getting into the weeds. We need to get back to the budget.
yeah,
I literally have 3% on my phone, and we gotta finish this, or else I'm gonna have to get off.
I mean, so yeah, we do have the resources online for community service consortium, so, but,
Right, and it's all on our website, and then also you could do training, correct?
correct, so.
so I think this is part of
I'm
the budget.
sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult, I'm literally running out of battery.
And
Well, I
we
think
support,
it's definitely part of the budget process.
Yeah, so we
looking
need a
at-
quorum, and then we'll have to put it in the newsletter again. The $350.
so,
I don't know what she's talking about.
so is there a change to because that's where we're on now is there any changes, motions to be made to change anything?
No, I just wanted to point out that we're spending a lot of money.
Gotcha,
I
okay.
don't see that we're bringing that much into it. And our sewer bills don't seem to be matching, even though it's balancing here because we've got a working capital. And then utility income is 295.
Well, if you take a look at
240.
the ending fund balance, the last report, the sewer fund,
Yeah,
this thing ends with 10,000, so.
right, I saw that, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
If I may ask, why did we jump 300,000 from 2025 to 26?
Mhm.
I'm just trying to catch up real quick. What happened
Well, 100,000 is the pavilion.
there? Oh, gotcha, thank you.
And then you have costs of the attorney fees and Adair Village, and all those got increases. Our salaries got increases. All those lead up to that, the sprinkler systems, things
I
like
didn't realize that was all under the sewer thing.
No problem.
Cool.
But that's gotta be a mistake on the contracted line item. It says 169,035 in 2025, 26, and it jumped to 240 this year. One of those has gotta be wrong, right? That's just
Sorry, which one are you pointing at?
contracted services.
Contracted
Yeah,
services.
169
On
to
the sewer.
240.
Line 24.
Yeah, that's
Last
a
year it
pretty
was
substantial jump.
169,000, and this year it's 240,000.
$70,000 jump,
That can't be right.
whereas previously, well, so look at the difference between the years before. It dropped 50,000, and then, or it went up 50,000, and then there was a drop before that. So I don't know. Maybe it's varies pretty substantially. But I mean, I think you're right that we should check the books. It makes sense.
Hold on.
I did, that's why it's at that cost.
I think the ledgers actually did get off there. It was like you're reading,
And you guys do have one that's not accurate.
right, yeah, it's
Testing
reading
us.
13, 12, 14, 13, like they did get off alignment.
Yeah, and I do need to fix the alignment of them. It's just
Yeah.
because we
Oh, yeah,
moved
sure
funds from the SDC
That's weird.
and the general fund when Brad brought it to our attention. And
Right,
I think that just, you guys got the wrong printout
That's what I'm,
because mine matches.
okay.
And I'll get this updated and get this to you guys
Cool, thank you.
where the funds match. It's exactly what we're talking about.
I hate to say this, but we don't
Greg,
have
are
the
you
right,
looking for a motion?
no, I was gonna say that if we don't have the correct information,
Yeah,
I'm struggling with continuing.
yeah, I am too. I agree.
We have the correct
Sorry,
information.
Not presented in front of us.
so there
Well,
was
the
a,
first one, no, the one that Joe printed wasn't correct, but the one that Jennifer had the first time was correct.
It still has one fund that's off on it.
Okay.
And then we're also trying to figure out the different line items on the sewer funds. And why the budget went from 170 last year to 240. And the equipment maintenance
Right.
fees are exactly the same from last year to the
All right.
proposed budget.
Cause I probably put
Are you gonna
the,
are you gonna schedule another meeting in June then?
we'll be pushing it at that point.
No kidding. We might not pay our bills in July.
Well, technically we should shut down.
But can't we like
Exactly.
just finish
So,
this and like
So-
figure
I mean,
out
do you-
whatever paperwork?
do you
we're
want a
doing?
motion with amendment, or what are you looking for?
I mean, we're going through each fund to see if there's any changes. And if there's no change, we can go to the next one. And then we need a motion for the overall budget. So we're on which fund again?
We're just on sewer.
Sewer.
Sewer. So we still have,
SDC, parks, stormwater,
mhm.
and all reserves.
Joe, you can't shut down. You're the only thing holding us together.
Well,
So do you wanna fix this and reschedule the meeting?
No.
I said no.
I kind of lean with Gary.
Well, if it's not ready to go, then what are we looking at?
So here's my take. The information I have is not correct. I mean, is that be fair to say? The information I have in front of me is not correct. What you have is correct, but I can't see that.
Mhm.
So I don't know
Right,
what we're looking at. So I'm just kind of going, well, yeah.
So it takes 2 weeks to notice the meeting, correct?
I can
So-
put a
right,
notice out
and that
tomorrow.
costs $300 and something to put it in the newspaper, right?
Yep. So if we do it tomorrow,
No, that was
the quickest we could do is June 3rd, which is next Wednesday. June 4th,
It's Thursday, yeah.
which is Thursday. Do you all have a preference on the 3rd or the 4th?
If I may, real
I
quick,
can't
are we
do it
just
right off the
missing a
bat.
piece of paperwork? Can't we just print it like we did with the other?
Because our
It's
council
off
meeting,
on mine a little bit
because our
Oh.
council meeting is June
and I have to go
8th.
fix those
So
numbers to
it has
match
to be the 3rd or the
because
4th.
the funds changed.
Sorry.
Either one works for me.
Okay,
Third or fourth,
Third,
3rd?
we have a motion to meet on the 3rd.
Would
Will
you-
that
I'll
work?
make a motion to meet on June 3rd at 7 PM.
second,
Everybody, that's when we'll be, we'll have to vote, but new meeting's adjourned until.
We need the votes.
The vote,
Aye.
aye. Meeting's now adjourned and we'll reconvene on June 3rd, 2026.
7 PM.
at
It's
7
not adjourned. We'll
Oh,
reconvene.
Reconvening
You'll send out a new
until June
notification?
3rd.
We'll send a new notification tomorrow, so we'll get this
All
out.
right.
Okay. Thank you, Trina.
All right.
Sorry.
We did it.
No, I've been struggling with it too, Gary, so I'm going, we're too many things that are
Well,
getting shoved around.
That's why, if you leave your binders, I'll fix it up, because I don't know exactly
It's no need
where
for
I
sorry.
screwed it up somewhere, so.
You know, like, and that's what we're here for, is to make sure to help each other all get this squared away. It may be annoying, but